This is the GameSir G8 Plus mobile Bluetooth controller that works on pretty much everything you currently game on. It's great for your Android devices or iPhones, and even an iPad mini or your Nintendo Switch. This is my review of what I think is the Swiss Army knife of controllers today.
CEO, come on. The drink took some time, but now we on the rise. CEO.
All right, so a little quick unboxing and showcase everything that's in this, the G8 Plus Galileo wireless controller. And it does have a typo here under mobile. I'm always catching those right away, but I promise you this is actually a very quality product, minus that one typo right there. But with that, this is the box, and it explains everything, and it stinks that you don't see these devices because they're, third party or they're mostly online, direct to you, and not like at Best Buys to kind of check them out in person. But this one comes with Bluetooth 2.4G and then wired, has a cable, doesn't have like a dongle or anything. So it's always going to be Bluetooth when you're connected to pretty much all your mobile devices. And then anything that's a controller supported device, your iOS nowadays, it took them a few years with all the arcade games and games they had in there. Everything's swappable. I'm going to show you that. And then everything that can basically fit within the controller when you spread it apart in the box right there. Comes with a little box within the box. And here is going to be your USB-C cable. They have an A to C. So basically to charge it, because this is a wireless, and I have seen this get about 19 to 20 hours of battery life. What's funny is when I show you the software, each side has its own built-in battery. But here's the controller, comes with swappable sticks, and I'll show you how easy that is. One only negative I have is it would be nice if this had some sort of kickstand when you put your devices in there. It does not. I think that'd be cool if they had some kind of external part to add to it. But here's the physical controller, protects the sticks for you right there. You got your standard D-pad. Haven't been able to do DPs consistently on this thing, but otherwise it's clicky. It does feel good though to the touch. And then your Hall effect sensors. I really like these. They feel as close to a first party kind of PlayStation or Xbox controller. And then you have your buttons here, easily swappable. Your, select start, depending what you're doing with it, your home button here. And this is how you'll sync with everything. With this capture button here, you'll hold this, and then you'll hold one of these 4 buttons, and each button basically maps it to something different. So B, for example, will go to your PlayStation, iOS. It'll read it as a DualShock 4 controller. A will be Steam, and so forth. So super cool they did that. On the bottom is a sync button. So when you're pairing it to a new device, you would hold that in. This light will start to flash for you to sync it up, and then to charge it here. So standard USB-C. Doesn't come with a brick or anything, but you have plenty of ways to charge these up. But again, really cool. It feels really, really good in the hand, and I'll show you some size comparisons. But clickiness, and these are basically analog, so depending how far you push them, they are pressure sensitive. The right and left bumpers. So not a lot of mobile games still to this day that these are useful for, but if you do play like Fortnite on your Android phone or, Call of Duty mobile or anything, this is a really, really good device. And then the fact that, again, you can take it apart and switch it around. And I'll show you how cool these little grooves right here, they were very detail oriented. There's a little extra groove here. So when you stick an iPad mini in, it does not touch the volume buttons, and I'll show you that. But super cool. These are magnetized. So pulling it apart, boom. Right there. And then if you want to take out a button, you basically need smaller fingers than mine. And it flew away. But yeah, so you can swap these. A lot of people, they even suggest swapping the B and A button so you can go to the old school, confirm. And then obviously it only goes back in one way, because you want to be able to read the letters properly. So super cool. But yeah, switches. And then if you want to swap the sticks, you've got those 3 spares right here. Just goes right back in. So a little customization. They do sell custom parts in different colors, so that's super cool. But yeah, so far though, just everything that comes in it. Now, this is an $80 device. I personally think it's worth it if you are someone who has a Switch, plays on your phone, has an iPad mini even. I think this is great. Even on your Steam Deck, if you want to put your Steam Deck down and have a controller to carry around that is, universal, this is probably the best one to get right now. So again, left side right there. And then on the back, you've got programmable buttons. There's a memory button right here. This is also your LED indicator when you are charging it up. It's not on right now because I'm not charging it. With that, that's kind of the hardware look at it. Again, very high quality. This feels as close as you're going to get to like a first party controller, and really like it. But let me show you its software and what you can do with it. So first, I'm mostly an iOS user, and with iPhone, it's super easy to set up. You would hold the sync button. I actually already have it connected, as you can see right here. So you can connect it basically as the GameSir G8 Plus itself, which is mostly for Android. But if you're using it on your iPhone or iPad mini, it's basically going to come as a DualShock 4 when, again, you hold this capture button right here, this little dot, plus the A. If you were to hold it down, the capture and B, that'll switch it to Android for you. If you want your Nintendo Switch, it would be the capture and the Y that'll show you. And then if you want to use the GameSir app itself, but what's super cool is the software that it comes with. And I'm going to show you best way to kind of put it in there. You do that. Again, this is how wide it can get. Now, I've seen mods where they actually pull out they basically take it apart and add an extensive spring that goes even farther. Don't know why you do that, because if anything, any farther spread, it's not going to be a very comfortable device. But let me just basically boot up. You're going to see right there. This is all the apps I have on my iPhone to test out. RetroArch for emulation, Delta, the most popular, N-word company. You can play basically all their emulation now up until Nintendo 64. And then the GameSir app, PSPP, and then anything that's like an RPG. This is a great controller, but I'm going to boot up the GameSir app right there for you. I'm going to slide this right in. And what's cool is, because it's wireless, that's it. You just slide in. You don't have to have it line up with a USB-C connector or anything like that. But this right here is one of their tester modes. But if you go in here, you can see all the different options. You have controller testing, button settings. You can actually change everything. You can change the layout. You can button map the L4, R4, which are these two buttons right back here. So very easy to reach. Like right now, holding it, my middle finger is naturally resting right on it. So, and then obviously the left middle finger as well. But yeah, you can also test that. And then any vibration settings. And like I said, it's kind of weird. It's got two batteries right there, left and right side. So, and I've never had them be consistently at the same amount. So obviously the more times I'm pressing the right buttons. So it's kind of cool actually to see, are you using the joystick and the D-pad more than you're using that? The buttons on the right side. So firmware upgrade, this did have an upgrade, latest version. Fixed compatibility issues with WASD, the most usable keys, even has gyroscopes. So if you're playing on Switch, which is really cool. But yeah, this is the software that GameSir comes with on your iOS device. It's also on Android, but you can give them feedback. It's got tutorials that'll basically take you to their website when that loads up. Android device, yeah. So super easy to, again, it has the different ways you can sync up. It tells you. Honestly, I would probably put a sticker on the back right here, so it tells me what to do, because sometimes even I forget, oh, what am I supposed to switch to? But again, you would just hold that capture button right there, and then boom, hit Y to switch over to the Nintendo Switch. Then you have the vibration settings. You can actually change it. It actually feels really good when it does vibrate. You don't really hear the motors too much, but it's been very, very consistent. So what's also super cool about this device, I'm going to load up Delta real quick. If I say I wanted to play a DS game, right here, it's going to autocorrect. And then boom, I now have a dual screen DS game on here. You did not see this, but you did. So, oh, what is that? Blur. Boots it up. So there's your two screens right there. So super cool. iPad mini, more than capable of playing that stuff, but also get your touchscreen. So I just like that I now have that. You can also play this, obviously, they have an iOS version right there. So Chrono Trigger. And then if you want to switch properly, so that right there. Using the iPad mini. I'm recording with my iPhone, otherwise I'd show you on my iPhone, but this is pretty much the exact same thing, just a little bit bigger, but such a good size right there. And I'll show you a quick comparison with my Steam Deck, how this looks using even an iPad mini screen. So right there, nice little comparison for you guys. So obviously, if you have your iPad mini, you're using it for work, but now you can pretty much game on it. As you can see right there, everything works. No lag, by the way, very minimal lag. I saw it was like 0.3 seconds or something crazy. So very low, but as you can tell. And then confirming. Oh. So there you go. Super reliable, works great. Again, very cool and easy to hold. You got a game like Dead Cells, that's going to take a minute to load up. But with that, showing the iOS device. Now let me show you basically using an Android phone. Also want to show you that when you do put in anything with a case, a lot of the other controller carriers, basically you'd always have to take the case or it's too thin. This one gives you a good amount of space, and also it's, with these rubbers on the side, basically it keeps it pretty locked in. So there's no flying around, none of that. This, you have to like forcefully push it and it's not going to damage the thing. But it's cool that even with my bigger iPhone, my iPhone 15 Pro Max with a case, fits perfectly in here and flush, so you don't have to take the case off. That's a complaint I have about a lot of the other ones, because if it doesn't line up with the USB-C or the the Lightning, whatever the connector, gives you problems. And now for my favorite use case of the GameSir G8 Plus is using it with a Nintendo Switch. So here's the controller without anything inside of it. Here's a standard Nintendo Switch OLED with 2 customized Joy-Cons on that for Seotaku, one of my events. And if I were just to take it off, I really like how the form factor of this ends up being. There's nothing on the sides to worry about, so you just put it right in and boom, there's a Nintendo Switch. Now I already have it synced up, but generally, again, going on Switch, you would hold the little capture button right there, and then the Switch is obviously with Y, and then boom, instantly setting it up just like any other Bluetooth controller. But works very well. I would probably use this more than the Joy-Cons themselves if I want to carry just a controller. Generally, I put this in like a cracked case. I can show you an example of that here. Haven't done a review on one of these, but a really cool dock, but you can tell the size comparison right there. But again, what I really like is, I know it's not in the middle, right? Like how you'd set it like this, but you can slide it up. And then once it gets to that spot, it's kind of stuck there. So, but you can still access the charging. And again, keeps a very slim profile if you look really closely at the controller itself with the Nintendo Switch. But this has become my favorite way to kind of lay in bed and bring the Switch. Now, if you don't have your Joy-Cons, you travel, there's probably not a lot of cases that are going to fit this unless you like toss in your bag or put a cover on the OLED itself. Obviously, the other downside is it will block your kickstand on the back of the Switch OLED that it's standard with. So, but overall, really like it. Everything works well, especially going back to playing a lot of software from Nintendo Online, like all the N64 games. But also, one thing you'll notice comparing with the newest Cracked Controller Plus, basically a Nintendo Switch dock, is it has 2 analog sticks up there. They went with that. Their previous version had the buttons up top. In the end, I really like, for form factor, having the analog stick up top with the buttons, and anything with a D-pad, you can kind of go down. Here, it's kind of awkward, going to the buttons. But with that, this is very easy way. Ooh, we got a new game, Banjo-Tooie, nice. So, but really like using the Nintendo Switch with this. I just realized, going over some information, they just came out with 2 custom versions of this, a Thanos and a Hulk version. Toss it on the screen for you to check out. But for this, again, so cool that you can just do that. Put your iPad mini right back in and then just reconnect it. And then there you go. And for a size comparison, there's your iPad mini screen. This thing's probably about 3 years old on my end, so it doesn't really play, all the greatest games, but you can use it for like Xbox Game Pass or PS Remote. But again, Switch, if you want to carry this, that way you just have that. And then put this controller, toss in your bag, and then switch back to that. So yeah, there's using with the Switch. Again, just going to connect it right back. I believe it tried to go. There we go. So right away. So boom, you're there. So again, works very well, very minimal lag. It's wireless, so you don't have to, line this up any certain way. You can just kind of toss it in. So for my final thoughts on the GameSir G8 Plus, I really love this thing. Basically everything above there, you no longer need to carry, because this will work on everything from the Switch to an Android phone to my iPhone that's recording this video right now with the greatest of ease. Just got to keep it charged. You're going to get about 18 to 20 hours of battery life out of it. So great little travel buddy, something you can just pop out, put your phone in for a quick game or two, or even some, streaming gaming from home. But overall, I really recommend this thing. It's always been $80 on Amazon because it's a new controller for about the last couple months, but really great quality product. Definitely worth considering. I do know they just came out with 2 limited edition, a Thanos and a Hulk one for $100. I might consider picking them up, but I want to say thank you to GameSir for sending this out. If you have any questions about the controller, one little, pro tip I just discovered was setting up the turbo. I accidentally had it on, but you would hold this button and then you would basically double tap and it would instantly change the light for you to basically program it, and then just hold it again and double tap to remove that. But overall, again, great controller, definitely worth checking out. Let me know what you think of the video. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to do more videos like this. So until next time, guys, have fun gaming and I'll see you around.
CEO.